everybody, vanished001 here for pixelenemyRevive. Thought I'd bring you this game here as a bit of a demonstration of why I play Rush Mode. Now, kind of the question I want to ask everybody is, why do you play Rush Mode? Do you play for the map sizes, for the vehicles, for the objective-based gameplay, where you have to get in there and arm or disarm the objective? Is it the linear style of the maps that you like, that it's not like Conquest where it's very circular and you have to rush around and get each flag and sometimes camp on flag to protect it? Do you play Rush over Conquest for any particular reason? I played a bit of Conquest the other night and I found it very different from what I remember it to be. I mean, it's very spawn kill orientated these days, where Rush seems to be more about going for your KD and that. I mean, as you can see off to my left when I go back out the door, you can see two snipers sitting in the bushes who didn't even notice that sniper dropped down right next to them and ran into that building. They're too busy looking through their 12x scopes to have noticed an enemy less than 3 feet from them. So the topic of the video, I guess you could say, is how do you play Rush? Do you run out to the enemy base, try to trap them up a bit closer to their spawn point and stop them from getting down to you? Do you crowd the crate, make sure that the enemy can't get anywhere near it? Do you pick a certain crate to defend and not worry about the other one? Which is that's my gameplay style. I pick a certain crate and I'll defend that one. You only need one crate to win, so I pick one crate and I'll defend that one. If the opportunity presents itself to go and disarm the other one, yeah, I'll go do that. How do you utilize your vehicles on the map? Do you go into a tank as a medic or an assault or a sniper and not go in as an engineer who can repair his tank when needed? Do you use your squad communications even if you're playing with random people, or do you just sit there quietly in the game and not communicate where the enemies are? I think if people begin to read the comments, if anyone leaves a comment on this video, if people start to read those comments and think, well, this is how a lot of people are playing, maybe I should, change my gameplay style a little. The last few months of Battlefield's life, Battlefield Bad Company 2's life, may be, a better time for everybody. I know there's a lot of low rankers that have just bought the game and maybe they're not too familiar with, what they want to do, or possibly just want to play it as a COD style game where they sit back and get their kills, and I got a 5 or a 6.0 KD ratio, whatever. But there are, in a majority, I believe, I really do believe there are a majority of people who play this game that are objective-based game players. That if it's Conquest, Rush, whichever, that will go for the flag, secure it, who will, disarm a crate when it's right next to them and it's armed. But as you can see, there's so many fucking snipers in this. I don't like them, I really don't like the snipers. I know people say that that people play it differently, but geez, sometimes, mate, I tell ya, just want to strangle each and every bloody one of them. But as you can see, there's some that are here up the front and there's a lot that are back. Is this you up the front here, or are you one of the ones at the back of the base? You might be picking off a few, players at the back here, but are you up here getting rid of this Bradley? Are you putting rockets on? Are you putting tracers out there to get rid of that Bradley? This particular base here, there is nowhere to hide. If all that cover's gone, then you've really got nowhere to hide, and everything can be destroyed on this base. So you have to get rid of that Bradley as quick as you can. So what kind of player are you, mate? Do you want to be a team player in this game, or do you want your KD? See, these two guys on the roof of A here, if they had rockets, they could easily pick that tank off. But I don't think they are. I think they might be assault, or they might be Wookiees themselves. I don't know. In a couple of the live commentaries I've put up on my channel recently, I'll mainly put those up mainly for what we talk about in the live chat, not necessarily for the gameplay, because the last couple were pretty much demonstrations of the lack of interest people seem to have in Rush these days. How they'll sit back and snipe, or they'll run up to the enemy base to steal a vehicle, or just sit inside the enemy base trying to get a few kills before they themselves get killed. One particular video started a kind of mini debate about why I play hardcore. Now, I think it's more each to his own. What you enjoy playing. I enjoy playing hardcore. I know a lot of people say there's no spotting, people camp and all that sort of thing. That is true, okay? It's the way it is. But you as a player have to come up with tactics to overcome that. Now, regardless of the game mode, we're all Battlefield players. We play this game because we like playing this game. Yeah, we love this game. We like the play style, we like the vehicles, we like the maps. That's why we play. Now, it's like the PC console debate. You know, it's pointless. It's an argument that got out of hand, you know. It's a question that you yourself can, you know, propose an answer to, but someone else is going to have a negative opinion to it. So it's just a circular argument that's never going to be, you know, one side's never going to win, the other side's never going to win. It's the same with hardcore, mate. Everybody has their own particular likes and dislikes about the game in particular game modes. I myself don't play squad deathmatch much because I play on hardcore, and hardcore squad deathmatch is pretty much snipers sitting back just, you know, picking people off all the time, their spawn points. So if you're going to respond to the video with a comment, just, you know, put that hardcore versus core debate aside and tell me what you actually think a player should do when he's playing this game. You know, should he run up to the enemy base? Should he, you know, be a certain kit when he's in a vehicle? Should he be an engineer in a tank? Should he be this or that, you know? So I didn't see that sniper that was actually dropping down behind me right there. Bit of an awareness fail on my part, but I was thinking I was a bit too excited I got that chopper right there. But I end up, you know, cleaning him up again when I spawn. See, this is what I'll run in, mate. If the crate's armed, you just got to go for it. Forget it. If you're going to die, you're going to die. If the crate's going to go, you know, look at that. 2 seconds or so here, the amount of sniper rounds coming down at me. So we've got a couple of blue guys right above where the crate was there, but they didn't jump down to disarm it. So why? You know, what was the point of them being there if they were a couple of feet from the crate and didn't even go to disarm it? That was pretty much the story of this entire game right here. It was getting down to like 9 or so reinforcements and the enemy would get the crates, because everyone started to relax. They think, oh, we've only got, you know, 10 reinforcements left, we can relax and run up to the enemy base to try and get those last few kills. But then the enemy gets into your base and arms both crates and they're gone within a matter of moments. So there you go, mate. What do you think? How should people play? You know, what's your advice to anybody? Leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time.